very beautiful topic that we are going to delve into. It's going to be a deep dive.
Yep.
So I would love all of you to have a paper and pen with you. If you don't have, you can take those 5-10 seconds, go quickly, grab a paper and pen, because this is really going to help you
Absolutely
discover yourself.
All those who are live and all those who are going to see us later, ensure you have a paper and pen, because this is a discovery session and we're going to have questions for you, which is going to change your life.
So let's take a deep dive on knowing yourself.
Yes.
And how does that really impact your career? Does it really make a difference or no? That's what we're going to look at, and what is the connection between the two.
Yes.
So once again, welcome everyone for a very thought-provoking conversation that we are going to continue today for half an hour on what's the impact on knowing yourself and that impact on your career journey.
Yes.
It's something which is really very underestimated topic. But this insight that it has relevance to your career, knowing yourself has relevance to your career and to your life, actually dates back to the ancient days of Socrates, his disciple Plato, his disciple Aristotle, and finally it finds resonance in the life of Alexander the Great. So let's really unravel this wisdom and understand how it shapes our path to success.
So the first question that I want to put to all of you, you would be thinking, why is self-awareness such a game changer? So picture this, okay? Socrates, the forefather of philosophy, passed down his teaching to Plato, who then shared them to Aristotle. This legacy of wisdom transcends time. Even the great Alexander the Great acknowledged the influence of self-awareness in his victories. This established a direct correlation between self-awareness and career achievements.
So we all know there's no greater example than Alexander the Great, who set out to conquer the world. And he could do it because he could conquer himself. How could he conquer himself? Because he knew himself, right? So that's why, how does lacking this self-awareness impact our career journey? In our modern age, we often are so engrossed in looking at and understanding other people's expectation and aligning ourselves with them. Expectations from initially probably our parents, then it could be our siblings, it could be our peers, our friends. As we grow up, it becomes our bosses, then it becomes our life partner, then it becomes our siblings, our children, and all the time, the focus is on understanding them and trying to fulfill their expectations. Now, while doing this, what happens? When you don't look into yourself and you're aligning with them, this actually takes you away from the path of your own passion.
Very true.
And it leaves you with that resenting feeling of everything that has gone wrong in your life. Why did it go wrong? Because of these external reasons. This person, this situation, this incident, this economy, this country, and it goes on and on.
On and on. Absolutely. The blame game goes. I so truly believe. You would also be wondering, thinking that is really knowing yourself can be a hinder in your career success? That question would be coming in your mind. So let me answer absolutely. Without self-awareness, our confidence wanes and decision becomes uncertain. We may act based on others' opinions or societal norms rather than our true desires. Shockingly, our education system usually sidelines this vital lesson, which means most of us tread life's path without actually truly comprehending our own identities. It is so important that I truly believe one of the key reasons for my success in life is knowing myself. I did this exercise a long back, and based on that, I have made all the choices due to which I'm leading a very happy, successful, and fulfilled life. So I truly believe that it does plays a very important role in hinder your growth if you don't know yourself.
So let me quote some examples from my clients whom I've been coaching. So, there's one of my clients, she's a female client, not really happy with her career. when she came to me, we started working on her growth of her career. She achieved something what she wanted, and there again she started regressing. You know why? Because it again becomes about aligning herself with her people without taking that effort of knowing herself. And this is what she's been doing over 17 years of her married life. And that is why constantly, time and again, she takes a flight in her career and then she drops down.
Yeah.
Because somewhere her goals are not aligned with her people. Her goals are not aligned with her family.
Yep.
And that is where there is so much of resentment in the most intimate relationship. Now tell me, is it really worthwhile that you suffer in this relationship which gives you the maximum amount of happiness? This is where the greatest encouragement and support comes from, but it's not happening because I am not being able to express myself.
Yep.
Why am I not able to do it? Because probably I also don't know myself. I've never taken that effort. And unfortunately, school, college also teaches us to focus on external things.
Yeah.
We are taught to learn history, science, geography, maths, all kind of subjects, but we are never taught to really learn something about
our own self.
Absolutely true. So, do you believe that this self-knowledge can really impact our career outcomes? It definitely is. Imagine this. You are acknowledging your strengths. You're deploying them strategically. And that is all happened because you're self-aware. You know what are your strengths. And that is where you get to know where will you shine and where you need support. Now, when I need support, I don't go in the world of ego or arrogance. Instead, I realize that if I have to win this project, if I have to deliver an outcome, I know that I need this person's help. I need that person's help. And by default, I become a team player. And that becomes very seamless. So it's really important to know your strengths and how to deploy them towards the growth in your career.
You know, but is it facing our strengths and weakness challenging? That's the thought people would be getting. Of course it is. And that's the crux of it. Self-assessment often makes us uneasy. Gazing inward forces us to confront our imperfections. Yet this process of knowing yourself is pivotal. It's the defining factor in your journey to success, helping you comprehend your strengths and the areas that require development, because still you don't know who exactly you are. What are your strengths? The SWOT that we talk about, the SWOT analysis. It is so difficult for you to actually realize the core reason of failure. Could be you not knowing yourself. You know, if somebody is a absolutely introvert person, and that person has taken a job of a salesperson, imagine the pain and agony, forget failure, the pain and agony, the fear and anxiety that person would be building to go out there and meet new people. But because you know yourself, that this is who I am. Now, if I'm an introvert guy, then I need to get into a profession where I can do a great listening job, where I don't need to meet much people, and I'll be too successful. This is just an example I'm giving. So that's why I know it's pretty challenging to work on yourself. We don't like to be vulnerable even to ourselves. We don't want to come out with our own weaknesses. We are scared. But the fact it's very important, and that's why you need to do it.
So we all know, right? Exams puts fear in us.
Yes.
Because we'll be judged. We'll be assessed whether we are good enough or no. And that's exactly what happens. Though we know that self-awareness is a beautiful process, it is a must for living a happy and fulfilled life, not just your career. But you know, when you're put to target and someone is going to assess you, even if it is you versus you, you're not in that comfort zone.
Yep.
You feel that, what if I get to know? I remember one of my clients, probably she came to me for coaching, and she came and explained all what she was going through. She was going through a very tough phase. But you know what? She only told me one, and that is why she didn't enroll herself. She said, what if something gets revealed and I'm not happy with that revelation?
Very true. Very true.
Then where I am, probably I'll go down even further. And I'm really scared of that revelation.
Very
because
true.
when I get to know that, then I will not be able to stop myself, and that will disturb my life. Now imagine living with that such kind of immense fear and denying your needs on a consistent basis. What is going to happen to this person 10 years down the line?
True.
Today she's young, she's dynamic, she's been able to fight all this. She's just in her 30s. But when you reach that crucial age of 40s, I've seen so many people going through that resentment, going through that unhappiness. And then that starts showing up in many different ways.
Yes.
It comes in form of arguments and debates with your loved ones. It comes in form of illnesses, both physical and mental, and unnecessarily you start walking on the path which is taking you towards a dead zone. There is no coming back from there. So dear friends, let me tell you, it's a beautiful journey. It may be uncomfortable, but it's really better to take it. So let's try and understand in more depths, how does this understanding impact our life?
Yep.
So I would say brace yourself, because we are going to delve into this journey of self-awareness. Put in your seatbelts and sit there tight with a paper and pen, because you're going to get to know, when you do this, the transformations are profound. What does self-awareness allows you to do? First, it sets crystal clear goals in your life,
Very true.
in your career, and all the important areas of your life.
Very true.
Something very beautiful that I heard last week with one of my couple clients whom I'm coaching. And we had completed the journey. And that is the day I said, now it's time for me to have a review, your feedback on how was this entire journey. So, what is that you truly gained? And the first thing that both of them said was, the most important thing that we gained through this entire coaching process was clarity. Clarity of what we want out of life. And that probably changed everything. That is why they got those results which were really impossible.
Very true.
That is what happens when you get crystal clear on your life goals.
Then you make decisions that resonate with your essence. Basically, at the core that you are, based on that, you start making decisions. And as you all know, one of the key factors for success is decisions. Imagine if you know yourself, you know your essence. Now, based on that, you're making decisions. How correct those decisions would be, and how happy you would be making those decisions and moving ahead with it.
So, most of the times conflicts happen in life. When you feel that you're progressing and then you again keep taking a step back. That's again because of that inner conflict of something what internally you're not even aware and you're wanting, and something what is coming to you externally. But when you get to know this process and you do it successfully, then those decisions come from a very clear state, and that matches with your core.
Yeah.
Then the third beautiful thing that happens, you're able to tackle self-doubt and gain confidence in yourself. Where does self-doubt comes from? It comes from not being sure. It comes from being confused. It comes from the great thought, what if? What if I do this? What if I fail on this? What if people don't agree to this? What if people judge me on this? This what if all comes because of that self-doubt, which happens because I don't know my own self.
And once you know yourself, what is the most beautiful thing? You can live a life which is fulfilled. Okay, it's a very fulfilling. Like today, we are living a very fulfilling life, and which is also aligning with our own values, because most of the reason of unhappiness is people compromise on their values. And that is where it becomes a challenge. Like, for example, one of my clients, I was coaching him, his highest value is absolutely being truthful. And the job that is involved many a times forces him to be a person where he has to lie or he has to hide things. And that is the reason why he's got anxiety, because his topmost value is being truthful and he's not able to be at his job. And that was the reason of illness that was occurring. Doctor was not understanding. But during sessions, we realized. So same way, when you are aware of yourself, you can do something which gives you the fulfillment. At the same time, it's aligned with your values.
Then, of course, it helps you nurture enriching relationships.
Absolutely.
Because, when you can empathize with yourself, you can also empathize with others. When I'm living my life to my fullest, I'm thoroughly happy. That's how I can contribute to his life. That's how I can contribute to my team who's working with me. That's how I can really provide value to the people who are working with me. So if you want to enrich your relationships, you need to know yourself first.
Once you know yourself, it asserts your boundaries gracefully.
Being able to say no, right?
Yes.
That is what is defining your boundaries. And believe me, that's one of the most toughest thing to do, to be able to say a no. Why is it so? Because again, like I said, it's conflict, right?
Yeah.
I want to please this person and I don't know what am I truly wanting. So I go with him. And that is where, when I finish that activity and come back, I'm feeling miserable.
Like many a times it will be happening that to your client or to your boss or to your family members, you're saying a yes because you are forced to do it or you can't say a no. But the fact is, after saying yes, you feel like shit because you were doing something which you don't want to do. You never wanted to do. I'm sure many of you would have gone through that. That is why it's important that you know yourself so that you're able to very confidently say a no.
Then you're able to confront your self-limiting beliefs and fears.
Yes.
Many a times, or rather the biggest reason for you to not succeed at the pace that you're wanting,
yes,
is because of your self-imposed limitations or beliefs on yourself.
Very true.
And if you don't know them, you'll never be able to confront them. And if you cannot confront them and overcome them, you'll never be able to grow, because they are invisible forces that are coming in your path to stop you from progressing.
Absolutely. And knowing yourself, especially all the people who are working, that navigates your career path with precision. You know exactly what you want because you know yourself now. You know that this is who you are and this is the best that you will be delivering in this area, in this path, because all what you have is going to be great in this path. And that's why it can navigate your career path with precision.
So let me read through these points one again, if you miss them. Self-awareness helps you in setting crystal clear life goals.
It helps you make decisions that resonate with your essence.
It helps you tackle self-doubt and embrace confidence.
It also helps you to live a fulfilled life aligned with your values.
It helps you nurture enriching relationships through empathy.
It asserts your boundaries gracefully.
It helps you confront self-limiting beliefs and fears.
And it helps you navigate your career path with precision.
So if all these things can happen by that one process of indulging within your own self,
yeah,
don't you think it's worth taking that effort? Now, let me try and tell you. There is always a question on whether your decision-making can really become better through self-knowledge. Can self-knowledge truly guide your decision-making? It is most certain that this happens. When you genuinely understand yourself, your decisions are guided by your values and your desires.
Yes.
Something that you value the most and something that you desire the most. Your compass is your inner authenticity, and that helps you direct your life choices. Now imagine if your life is based on this beautiful compass, which is directed towards being authentic to yourself. It is driven by your values and your desires. Then is there any doubt that you will reach to your destination safely, fast, and sure shot?
Absolutely. So now you've understood. Now let's try to answer the most important question which you would be having. How can we embark on this journey of self-discovery? It's very simple. We can embark on this quest by asking these few questions. Please write down. The first question that you need to ask yourself: what values shape your core?
What are the most important values of your life which you cannot compromise on? Please write this question so you can answer them later. We'll keep reiterating so that you don't miss on them, because this is what is going to help you walk on the path of self-discovery.
Okay. Next, what fuels your passion? Because we all have passion and God created all the same. But basically quite a few people, they don't have the right fuel to flare their passion. Once you have that fuel, your passion will be on the peak. And that's very important to have a great life.
So how do you understand what's your passion? Passion is something that when you do it, time disappears.
Absolutely.
Passion is something, when you do more of it, you get more energized.
Yes.
It's 9 o'clock in the night, it's Friday, we have started a day from 5:30 in the morning, but this is how we are even at this point of time. Why? Because it's something which we are truly passionate about.
Passionate makes you feel young and dynamic all the time. Age doesn't matter after that. That as I'm aging more, I'm feeling more younger. Number is only increasing. But as such, I'm feeling so younger because, I'm passionate about, and I do that every single day.
Then what strengths do you have? In all these years that you've known yourself, what are your strengths? And you can also reach out to your buddy. This answer can also come from your buddy.
Yes.
That buddy could be your intimate life partner. It could be
a friend of yours.
It could be a peer. It could be a senior who's been guiding you. It can be a mentor.
Absolutely.
But reach out to them to find out what are your strengths and what are your vulnerabilities. Where do you feel weak? Where do you feel less confident? Where do you feel that if this comes into my life, I'll not be able to move ahead? What are these weaknesses? If you can define them,
yes,
then you can always reach out for support and encouragement.
Then how do your personality and emotions play out? How they go hand in hand? That is what you need to see. Your personality and your emotions that play out.
So for example, Dheeraj just shared earlier, right? That if you're a sales, you're into a if you're into a profession of sales, and you're an introvert person. Imagine when you're stepping out on the field, there's so much of fear, anxiety, you will feel overwhelmed.
Yep.
And when that person doesn't behave the way you're expecting, then there is frustration and anger.
True.
So by default, an introvert person will have anxiety, overwhelm, stress, frustration every single day when he is fulfilling his role at his work life. That is why knowing your personality and reflecting what are the emotions that are coming up, because that's not tallying with your career.
At the same time, what fuels your ambitions and purpose? In short, what drives?
Absolutely.
What is the driving factor which can help you fulfill your ambitions and most important, the purpose of your life? That's what you need to find out.
So for me, I'm really ambitious to reach out to millions and millions of people across the globe.
Yes.
That's the ambition that drives me. And the purpose of my life is to help as many people as possible, to help them tap their innate potential so that they can live a happy and fulfilled life.
Very true.
I'm a person who's really been a dreamy person. So Alice in Wonderland, right? That is what I was as a child. As I grew up, I started realizing the values of dreams and fulfilling them. And today, that's exactly the profession that I am in. So that defines my purpose of life. And my ambition is not just my city, my country, but the entire world. And thankfully so, through this platform called as LinkedIn, we have clients from all parts of the world.
Yes.
So my ambition is really fueling my growth, and it's helping me live a purpose which is true to my own core of life.
Next question is, how do your experiences that you have till now and your expertise shape you? Both of this is very important because you have an experience and you have something now. By now, you would have had some, because if you work in a project or something for 15, 20 years, you anyhow would have been expert. So you need to find out how this both shapes you.
So, experiences or life are something which are the most valuable treasure that you have, because that's unique only to you.
Yes.
Only you have gathered it and lived it. Imagine if you can use those experiences to help someone else in your team, to help someone in the family, to really bring that up to the table when you're working on a common project.
Yes.
How beautifully you will be able to maneuver through this entire thing successfully. But you know what? We rarely reflect on our experiences because we don't have the time. We are so focused on what we have in the current present and our fears that we forget our experiences, and that's why we forget to use them.
And one of the villains that most of the people have, rather everybody have, are what are some of your limiting beliefs? That's one villain that doesn't allow you to go out and achieve, because these limiting beliefs freezes you. You judge completely and you start living with the fact, this is how it is, this is what will happen, and this is how it works. So what are some of your limiting beliefs? And finally, and the last, what truly drives you? My dear friend, that's a very, very crucial question. What drives you that you get up in the morning at 5:30 and 12:30 you're sleeping there, but you're still energetic, you're full of life, full of energy, full of force, because once you know what drives you, nobody can stop you.
So remember, this expedition is not just about your career.
Yes.
But it's about crafting a meaningful life. It's not about understanding where you're starting from before you set out for your destination. Isn't it really true? If you don't know where you're standing, how will you be able to define the destination, the distance to your destination?
Yes.
And if you don't know the distance, how will you really plan your travel journey? So that is why let's really redefine these questions. If you missed any one of them, I'll repeat and you can write down. First, what values shape your core?
Second, what fuels your passion?
Third, what strengths and vulnerabilities define you?
Fourth, how do your personality and emotions play out?
Fifth, what fuels your ambition and purpose?
Sixth, how do your experience and expertise shapes you?
Seventh, what are some of your limiting beliefs?
And finally, eighth, what truly drives you?
Now, I would like to know from all of you, this half an hour that we just spend with each other, is this journey truly worth that effort? That life where you'll have clarity, you will live a meaningful life, you'll be so fulfilled and happy. And I'm sure your answer would be yes. Self-awareness is your guiding start. It illuminates the path to personal and professional success. Throughout history, achievers have persevered by acknowledging their strengths and their limitations.
Absolutely.
And this inner understanding fortifies you against all the obstacles that come your way.
Because one thing that's going to come our way is challenges and obstacles. And that is why knowing yourself becomes so extremely important. So in essence, success commences from knowing yourself. Success is not a chance occurrence. It emerges from understanding who you are and harnessing that knowledge to construct your path to victory, to triumph.
Has this session been enlightening? If yes, then please let us know that this session really helped you. And remember, your journey to success begins with self-discovery.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we are not taught this, but that is the truth. Taught to us right from Socrates to Alexander the Great, and here we are. So embrace this process and you will be able to forge a career that is uniquely tailored only for you.
Absolutely.
And that is how you truly ace your